Pending home sales just got crushed. We're going to look and dive into it next. Yes, but the big drama, big news today is what happened to interest rates. We know that the bond market kept falling for this entire week and most of last week. We're going to dive into those numbers as well, all next on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage market. Now, before we jump into it, do me a favor, hit that like button. I'm going to give you the best 5 to 10 minutes on a daily basis here in the mortgage and real estate industry. Now, let's just jump right into it. Here are the ugly numbers here. Pending home sales dropped to a record low, even worse than during the financial crisis. Now, the National Association of Realtors have been putting pending numbers out since 2001. It says pending home sales in October dropped to the lowest level since the National Association of Realtors has been tracking them since 2001. Guys, but what does that mean? When we just saw, look at what a seesaw week this is. We're on Thursday. So Monday, new home builds come out and say they dropped to nothing. I mean, just the bottom dropped out. But we know that is because if they make less homes, they always have to predict the market 6 months in advance. If they predict that interest rates were going to be high, what do? You make less homes, and then you just sell off your inventory. Then when you see interest rates go down, you just jump right back in the market, and then you start, again, building homes again. But you always have to have that crystal ball. So Lenocker or KB Homes, they have to have that crystal ball. They don't want to be caught with inventory, because at that point, they're paying on that inventory every day because they're getting construction loans. And we're talking about millions and millions of tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in construction loans. They need to wipe those loans off, and they need to make a handsome profit. And that's why you see things fluctuate so much. That also can mean because the demand for higher end homes have absolutely vanished in the second half of 2023. So now they're building more affordable homes, 1,200 square foot homes, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That's what they're building. None of this information gets brought up, obviously, when they show the numbers. But again, new builds are only 9% of the market, makes no real difference. Then on yesterday, we saw that the existing home sales year over year went up 3.8%. Guys, that's crazy. So one of them goes down 18%, and the 91% of the market, the majority of the market, goes up 3.6%. Again, that just shows you, Wall Street to Main Street. This is reality as Main Street, the 91%. And so we know that there's not enough inventory on the market, and because there's not enough inventory, it doesn't matter if it's sitting a little bit longer. There's nothing out there to get, nothing out there to buy. There's not very many buyers out there, but there's not very many sellers. So let's just call it steady. Those existing home prices are steady. And then, of course, today we see pending home sales drop to a record low. Now, we know this because there's just no inventory. And if there was inventory, it doesn't matter. Anyone that wants to sell their home in the last 3 months or the fourth quarter of any year is really dedicated to selling their homes. You're going through, Veterans Day, you're going through Halloween, then Veterans Day, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas. With all those holidays that are there, a lot of people don't want to have the hassle of selling their home or walking through with a Christmas tree there, or having to keep the house clean during Thanksgiving, 4-day Thanksgiving weekend. So with all those being said, you have even less homes on the market, and those buyers are out there filling themselves up with turkey and buying Christmas gifts. All right, next article here, and this is going to be a very short and sweet article. It says migration data names Nashville as the latest housing hotspot. So because of affordability, and we're going to go on here, because of affordability and because that it's a very clean area, there's not low crime, low issues out there. That's why people are leaving over and over. Again, the number one state that people are hemorrhaging from is California. Number 2 is New York. Who wants to live in a crime-ridden, homeless-filled, poorly run states? They're poorly run. I mean, here in California, what do we continually see? Oh, every other month, one of our utilities keeps going up in price. Why is it going up in price? And then there's a fund that funds for the lawsuit that happened with one of the electric companies. Now I got to pay 25 cents every bill or 24 cents every bill to fund this in case someone else sues, because the regulator can't keep control over regulating the utilities. And if they F it all up, then any kind of lawsuit, we have to go already put into a fund because they keep raising our rates. Guys, this is a cluster. There is no question. Utilities is a cluster. Insurances are a cluster. Why? Because if you keep checking blue on that box, you keep saying, I want more regulation and I want to raise my prices. And that's what happens. Go look up at Ricardo Lara. Go look up his background and tell me that he is qualified for the position. Or did people just check the box with the blue guy there? Because that's what the right thing to do. It's costing you guys hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month because people like that don't know what the hell he's doing. All right, let's jump into the last one. What are we looking here, guys? We're looking at interest rates. Wow, what a drop here. 30-year conforming, 7.10 dropped 12 basis points. 30-year FHA dropped 4. It's under 6.92. It's at 6.92. Great drops. The 30-year bond took a big dump yesterday, but it kind of bounced off that bottom today. So we expect tomorrow a little bit of movement up, but I don't see FHA going over 7%. But I expect it. Like I told you yesterday, I think it's going to bottom out for a couple of days. It's going to bounce back up like it always does. It's going to hit its head again, and then it's going to go straight back down. I think that the appetite for bond market is going to be greater and greater because you keep seeing one thing that's trending right now, and it's big time owners, founders, and families that have big companies in the stock market. They are selling their stocks, guys. I can't keep telling you this. We went from Jamie Dimon to Bezos, the Walton family, and now Mark Cuban came out and said he's selling the majority interest of the Mavericks off, but he's still going to do day-to-day. So let me tell you, how are you doing the day-to-day operations and you're selling the majority of it off for billions and billions of dollars? Doesn't make any sense to me. He says he's also leaving Shark Tank next year. I don't think he wants the headache that he's caused himself by overfunding way too many poor projects, and he's now becoming infamous for funding way too many poor projects that he did. He's probably one of the sharks that lost the most of any of them. And, of course, everyone's clamoring on Shark Tank. They need help, and he's just not going to be available. He has so many other things he has to do. So, well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see a very, very great beginning of December 1st. If not, I think that next week we'll see interest rates kind of dip a little bit more, which will keep on trend. All right, you guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow.